All right, good morning, Algebra 1 students. It's Mrs. Corajanis. In today's video, I am going to work through all of the problems on your Nearpod. Okay, I'm going to also show you where you can find some resources. You have a unit test on Monday or Tuesday, depending which class you're in. So 5th hour, your unit test is on Monday. 3rd hour, your unit test is on Tuesday. You will be able to do retakes, but it's not going to be until after Thanksgiving. And with that being said, you will have to come to the asynchronous time and do some work, and then you'll be able to retake some of those targets that you need. So my suggestion is that you try your best on this unit test so that you don't have to take as much or as many, so you don't have to retake as many targets after Thanksgiving, okay? Because we do only have 3 weeks when we come back, and then we're off for another 2 weeks. So watch the video. If you do know how to do something, just check your work, so you can fast forward through the video so that you can check your work. And then, yeah, so that's it. All right, so let's look at number one. Number one was the bell work, and it says, what is the graph of y is equal to negative 2x plus 9? So after we started teaching how to graph from standard form, I saw a lot of confusion with this problem. So don't forget that if you go to your Schoology, I'm going to show you right now. If you go to your Schoology, I will just choose, this is for 5th hour, but 5th and 3rd are the same way. So go to 5th hour. And if you choose this interactive board right here from your Schoology, so here's the regular whiteboard where every day I change the date, I tell you what time the Zoom meeting is, I tell you what time the drop-in is. And remember, even if it's not your drop-in day, you can look at this time, and if you want to come in during that drop-in, you're more than welcome, okay? So click on this interactive board. And I have resources on this interactive board, okay? So you just do the right arrow key or just click on it. Okay, and this one, this slide here says steps to graph a linear equation. Write the equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Identify the y-intercept in the equation. So the y-intercept is the b. Plot the y-intercept, which is your 0, y. Identify the slope, then use the slope to plot a second point. Slope is a movement, not a location. Draw a line through the points. Okay, so if you need these steps, they're there for you. Okay, so let's go back to this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to identify our slope and our y-intercept. So let's write, so my favorite way is to write these equation, slope-intercept form right below it. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so your m is negative 2. So that's your slope. Okay, and let's just work with the slope first like this. So negative 2, and when I have the slope, I rewrite it as a fraction. So it's negative 2 divided by 1. And this is a movement, not a location. So negative 2 means we're going to go down 2, and positive 1 means we're going to go to the right 1, because this represents our rise divided by our run. Okay, and we'll get to that again in a minute. So let's start out, let's do our y-intercept. So our y-intercept is b. So b is equal to 9. Okay, and this is where we begin. This is where we're going to begin on our y-intercept. So at our y-intercept, let's just review because, okay, if we have our x and y axis here, and we have, let me draw it this way. If we have a y-intercept right there, the ordered pair at that point is x is 0 and y is 9. Okay? So this is where we're going to begin at the point 0, 9. Okay, so we're going to draw our x and y axis. And please remember that if this is difficult for you to write on the Nearpod, then go ahead and do these on a separate sheet of paper and upload the picture on your Nearpod. All right, so we're going to begin at the y-intercept, which is 0, 9. So this is our origin. So 0, 9 is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, didn't make enough. So 0, 9. Okay, so that's where we're going to begin on our y-intercept. We were in class. I definitely would not allow you to have crooked lines like this. All right. So now we're going to use our slope, which is negative 2 over 1, to find our next point. So we're going to go down to 1, 2, and to the right 1. So we went down 2 and to the right 1. So we're going to do it again. 1, 2, and to the right 1. 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 Really what you need is at least 3 points. That's our magic number, our 3 points. But our line continues on to infinity. It keeps going and going and going. So that's why I did that. So then we connect our points. It's a terrible line, I know, I'm sorry. And there's our graph. Now, there's another way that we can do this as well using Desmos. So if you want to use Desmos, I guess just send me an email and I'll make another video and I'll show you how to do that as well. But if you are using Desmos and you are going to do that on the test, I don't want you to say, "Oh, I'm using Desmos." And that's it to show work. You need to show your work, and this is showing work. Okay, so this is how you show work. All right. So then moving on to the next slide, it says, what type of slope do each of these lines have? Draw a line to match each slope with the graph. So I noticed a lot of difficulty with this question. So what I suggest is I'm going to go over it right now as well, but go on the video, just search on YouTube, search Slope Dude. And Slope Dude will tell you what to do as well. Okay, so I'm going to go through this one a little bit quickly. So according to Slope Dude, this one here this graph is a vertical line. So it's going north to south, and there is the slope is undefined. Okay, so on Slope Dude, it's the worst curse word in algebra, is undefined. Okay, so we have an undefined slope for that one. Now, if we have this one here, this is a 0 slope. So imagine like the floor that you're standing on now. We're not going up or down or falling off a cliff. It is a 0 slope. So it's easy to walk on, right? So in Slope Dude, he's talking about the skier. And the skier says, this is 0 fun. This is 0 fun, right? So if you're going skiing, if you're going on a just on a 0 slope, it's 0 fun, right? So then as you're skiing, before you go down the hill, you have to go up the hill. So that's going up the hill, and that's puff, puff, positive. Okay, so we're going up the hill, and we read a graph from left to right. All right. And then to have fun on the hill, when we go down the hill, when we're skiing down the hill, the Slope Dude says nice, negative. So from left to right, notice that our slope is going down. Okay, so we're skiing down the hill here. So I'm on this side of the hill. And I'm skiing down. So this is a nice negative. And this is a puff, puff, positive. Think about if you're going up the hill, right? You're puffing and huffing and puffing because it could be hard to go up a hill. All right, so this is a puff, puff, positive. And this one is a zero fun. All right. There's other ways we can figure that out too, but that's a good way just to remember for right now. So topic 2. All right, number 1 says, what is the equation of the horizontal line that passes through the point -1, -5? What do you need to find? So using this graphic organizer, what I've noticed is we're not filling out each one of these blue highlighted portions. So you need to understand what it is that you're trying to find. And this is a thinking process because when you do get to the test, I'm not going to have this graphic organizer, but you're going to have to remember and understand how to do it. So what is the equation of the line that passes through the point -9, 5? So what do you need to find? Well, I need to find it's asking what is the equation of the horizontal line. So I need to find the equation of the horizontal line. So I need to find an equation. So that's good enough. And right here, it says, what do you already know? Well, I know it's a horizontal line, so I'm just going to draw it out. So horizontal is going from left to right. And I know that this horizontal line passes through the point -9 and 5. Okay, so brainstorm ways to solve this problem. So let me just do this too. So if I have this X and Y intercept, or this X and Y axis, if my point passes through -9 and 5, that's about right here, let's say. Let's say that point is -9 and 5. Okay, so this point is a horizontal line that passes through that. So the y-intercept right here is at 5. So that's going to be important as well. So a couple things that we can brainstorm ways is we can use, I saw on your work, we can use slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. Oh, there's something more we know. Or we can use point slope. Y minus y1 is equal to m minus, or m times m times x minus x sub 1. All right. So another thing that we already know, since this is a horizontal line, I know what my slope is. My slope is 0. So that's going to be really important. So I have a point and I have a slope, and I can use either equation. Quite honestly, I like to use this one here, but you can use either one. Either one is okay. So try it here. So what we're going to do is let's rewrite this one. So y equals mx plus b. So let's substitute what we know. So we know y is 5. So this is x and y. We know y is 5. We know our slope is 0. We know our x is -9. We're going to have to solve for b, which is our y-intercept. So let's solve. So 5 is equal to 0 times -9 is 0 plus b. So b is equal to 5. All right, awesome. Now what we need to do, I still need to find the equation. Let's not forget to do that. So now what we need to do is we need to substitute everything back in. And these steps are also on the interactive whiteboard, and I'll show you where those are in a second. So I'm just going to go to this one. So y equals mx plus b. And when I write the equation, all I need is the slope and the y-intercept. And I'm going to keep the y and the x variables. So y is equal to 0 times x plus 5. Then I simplify. Y is equal to 0 times x is 0. So y is equal to 5. So that is my equation of my line. Now, what's important, what I'd like for you to realize is that this equation here and this y-intercept here are both the same. So if you see that connection and you let me know on your test, then I'll give you the credit. But you can't just write the answer and say, oh, miss, I already knew, because that's not going to work. Okay. I'm not going to accept that. I need to know your thinking. Another thing I want you to realize is right here that this is your y-intercept. So I could have just looked at the graph and knew that my equation of my line was y is equal to 5. All right. Awesome. Let's move on. And then that is on the whiteboard. So I guess let's just go to the whiteboard really quick. So I can show you. So steps to write an equation from the graph. We could have used this one and you would have found your slope of 0. Given 2 points, we could have done it this way. So all your steps are here. So flow map to write an equation in point slope form, you could have used this one. So you can use any of these strategies, okay? So now it's up to you to start to use these strategies. Excuse me. This is not the only way to do this, all right? So number 2 says, write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line that passes through 4, -12 and 5, -21. What do you need to find? Well, I need to find an equation in slope-intercept form. So that's really important because what I started to see is people are using point slope form, which is okay, but the question is asking you for slope intercept form. If you don't put it in slope intercept form on the test, you're not going to get a 0, but you're not going to get a 4. All right. You will probably get anywhere from a 2 to a 3, depending on your work. So what do I need to find? I need to find an equation in slope intercept form. Slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. What do I already know? I already know 2 points. So I already know 4 and -12. And I already know 5 and -21. All right. So I brainstorm ways to solve this problem. Well, if I have slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b, I know that I need a slope and I need a y-intercept. Well, I don't have any of these here, but I can find my slope and I can find my y-intercept. So I need to find my slope and I need to find the y-intercept. All right, so let's look at this. And let me see if I had the steps on here. Let me see which slide they were on. So this is the one here. So steps to write an equation given 2 points. So label the points. All right, so let's do this. Let me open up my my OneNote. And I guess I didn't have a flow map for you guys for this one, but maybe I'll make one now to help you guys. But the steps are right here. So all your flow map does is put it in the steps. Okay, let me get the points. Where are the points? I lost the points. Here they are. So the points are 4 and negative 12. Let me just write this down. 4 and negative 12 and 5 and negative 21. And let's do it this way. Hold on one second. Okay, so we have it says label the points. So let's write our points. So our points are 4 and negative 12 and 5 and negative 21. So this will be our first step. So in our flow map, this will be our first step. So it's going to be label the points. So we're going to label them x1, y1, and x2, y2. We're going to go up and down this time. Then is to substitute the coordinates in the slope formula. So let's go here. So the slope formula is m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we're going to substitute these points in. So we're going to get y2 is negative 21 minus, okay, this is where a lot of students are struggling. This minus is already there, and then this is a negative, so minus negative 12 divided by x2, which is 5, minus 4. So let's simplify this now. So negative times a negative is a positive. So we're going to get negative 21 plus 12 divided by 5 minus 4. So that's equal to. So then this is negative 2 plus 12 is 10. 5 minus 4 is 1. Okay, so this should be correct. Let me just double check on my calculator. So right now you can go on to Desmos and my calculator is not doing what I wanted to do. Give me just 1 second. All right, so we're just going to go with that for right now. Let me just check. Negative 21 minus negative 12, 5 minus 4 are, because I don't want to go through this and then we were wrong. 4 negative 12, 5 negative 21. Yes, we're correct. All right, so back to this. All right, so our slope is positive 10. All right, so then we're going to choose 1 point. So let's choose, they both have a negative in them, so it doesn't matter which one we choose. So let's choose 1 point. So I choose 4 and negative 12. All right. Substitute the coordinates from the chosen point into the equation. So let's write it. Y equals mx plus b, and we're going to substitute these into the equation. So this is x and y. Oh, and then I knew my m. So m is equal to 10. So I'm going to substitute negative 12 in for y. So negative 12 is equal to, I'm going to substitute the 10 in for the m. The x is 4 plus b. Okay, so I get negative 12 is equal to 40 plus b. Now it says solve the equation for b. So I'm going to subtract 40 from both sides. So I get negative 12 minus 40 is negative 52 is equal to b. Okay, now you need to substitute the m and the y-intercept b into the equation. So y is equal to mx plus b. So y is equal to 10 because our slope was 10, x minus 52. That's our answer. And that's it. We are finished. All right, let's see which one is next. Let's see how many there are. I might break up this video into a couple. Let me do one more. Let me do this one too. Okay, what is the equation in point slope form of the line shown in the graph using the point? Oh, I wanted to use this point here, which was 1. Oh, it looks like it was 1, 1. I wanted to tell you to use 1, 1. So, yeah, this was 1, 1. But whatever point you use, that's okay. I'll look at your work. So 1, 1. Okay, so what do we need to find? We need to find the equation in point slope form. So we need to find the equation. What do you already know? Well, I know the y-intercept. So y-intercept. So if I look at the graph, I know that this is the y-intercept right there. So that's my b, that's my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 0, 7. Okay, I know a point. I know 2 points. So my first point is 0, 7, and my second point is 1, 1. Okay, brainstorm ways to solve the problem. So I can use point slope form. Okay, so y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, and now if we go back to this whiteboard, I have the steps. So flow map to write an equation in point slope form given 2 points. So we need to find the slope. All right. So everything that you need, I have on this whiteboard here. So let me do this again so that I can have a little more room and show you how to do this. All right. So I need to find the slope. So slope is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Well, my points were 0, 7 and 1, 1. And again, some of you may have different points, okay, because I know that the graph is hard to see. So this is x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So we're going to put it in. So 1 minus 7 divided by 1 minus 0. So 1 minus 7 is negative 6. 1 minus 0 is 1. So our slope is negative 6. Okay, remember that if I'm going too fast, you can pause the video, rewind it. All right. So the next thing on my flow map right here is choose and label 1 point. So let's choose 1, 1. So I choose 1. No, let me choose 0, 7. Okay. Because that's a point that we all should have the same. Write the point slope form equation. So point slope form is y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Okay. Then you're going to substitute the x1, y1 into the equation, then simplify. So y minus, so this is x and y. So y minus 7 is equal to, our slope was -6. We found that up here. Okay, see, that's where we found it. Times x minus x1 is 7. If you leave it like this is fine. If you go ahead and simplify it more, that's fine too. I, am not, this is okay. Okay. You don't have to simplify it anymore. I mean, you can, and we'll work on that as the semester progresses, but for this test, this is okay.